So here's my long ISP, the DER scrolling message board. Right now it's not printed in flexible PCB, it's just a thinner version of a normal PCB. I think it's 1.2 millimeters as opposed to the 1.6 that we normally order. It's being powered by the ISP cable instead of the power cell. That's about it. So some of the features of the PCB are, of course, the ISP finger to code it. Here's the AT-Tiny84, the MAX7219 LED driver, the two power capacitors for the MAX7219, and then the current set value resistor. Here's the 64 LED array. So these two pads are designed to get attached to the 3.6 volt power cell. I don't know how much voltage it's operating on currently, but the brightness of the LEDs can be adjusted. They're currently at 10 on a scale of 0 to 10, so they could be dimmed in order to meet the 3.6 volt requirement. All of the ICs on here can operate at 3.6 volts, so there's no problem there. So to quickly break down how the code for this works, you start with a matrix, which is an array of arrays, basically. So you have 60 arrays, each one containing 3 cells for the letter values, starting at ASCII space and going up to capital Z. So no lowercase, but all the symbols are used. And essentially, you start with two arrays, one that's being displayed at all times, and one that is a back buffer that's being loaded in here to be displayed. So if you look at it this way, this would be cell 0, and this is cell 8 of the to display matrix. So if you had those 3 cells and you had, let's say you had 8, 7, 6, what happens is, in order to scroll this code across, you want to move the contents of cell 7 to cell 6, 8 to 7, so on and so forth in the display array. And you want to do the same thing in the buffer array. And after that, what you want to do is you want to load a 0 into buffer cell 8, so you can load stuff back into it later. And then you want to load cell 0 of the buffer array, which is the new part that's being shifted on. You want to load that into cell 8 of the display array. And then once there, you display everything using the LC control library and Arduino. You delay while the entire thing's being displayed at some sort of shift speed, and that can adjust how fast you're scrolling across the letters. And then you repeat. And every time you shift 4 times, so once you shift 4 times, you scrolled 1 letter, since they're 3 columns wide, and an extra space. So you shifted a letter and then some sort of space column here, right? So once that, you've ensured that cells 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the buffer array are empty because you've replaced them all with zeros previously. So in the load buffer command, what you do is you take whatever letter is being hinted to at your message, right? So if you take your message and you chose a random character, A, right? That was in the message as you move across. Then you would move a space into cell 5, and then the contents of letter A into cells 6, 7, and 8, and then whatever letter or symbols were here would get shifted in before it, and you just keep going around.